The Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson crash incident on the track during the NASCAR Cup Series race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway is no new surprise to us, which reportedly resulted in retaliation and an infield scuffle. After this, NASCAR suspended Bubba Wallace for one race as his penalty. But now something more has happened, which is definitely not good for Bubba Wallace and 23XI Racing. So what is it? Another penalty or a bigger bombshell? Want to know further? Well, stay tuned to this video on NASCAR Culture. But before we begin, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Since Bubba Wallace caused Kyle Larson's wreck in Las Vegas, everything that has happened in the NASCAR community has seemed to revolve around this event. Because what Wallace did was so obviously risky and unethical to begin with, we can't even point the finger at anyone for his actions. Bubba Wallace won the first stage, and it seemed like he was driving a car that could win the race. However, Kyle Larson collided with him in the second stage, ending his chances of winning. This crash drove Bubba Wallace insane, and he retaliated against the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports car out of rage, sending both cars flying off the track and into the wall. Later, he exited his vehicle and walked across a hot track to reach Larson, who he pushed multiple times, including pushing the worker's hand away. But now, the 23XI Racing driver isn't getting a break anyway, because Michael Jordan's business partner has more depressing news to share. As we move further along in the season, Wallace is suffering from an increasing number of setbacks. According to the most recent report from a NASCAR analyst, the 23XI driver might suffer a significant financial setback during the current campaign. Even though we don't know how the team as a whole is processing the debacle internally, it seems as though we can finally have some closure now, because reports indicate that Wallace may be looking at a loss of $1 million in fines from the 23XI purse. Losing $1 million is a significant amount of money, particularly in light of the fact that his annual salary is reported at $2.2 million. But Denny Hamlin has a good reason for it, and his explanation, he takes a shot at Bubba's values on the track, which aren't aligned with the philosophy of his team. Hamlin said that Wallace understands where Hamlin stands, where the team stands, and the values that they want to present on the racetrack, but unfortunately, Wallace just didn't represent it that well the previous week. However, taking everything into consideration, he can say that they are very pleased with this development. When Wallace steps out of the race car, he's aware that he has some issues that need to be resolved before he can be considered a winner. It's not simple to defend Wallace's actions in any way, but do you think that the $1 million slap in the face is right? Let us know in the comment section below. But as we can see, Bubba's actions, we can say that Bubba Wallace does not have any regrets for the things that he has done. It is a very unbelievable experience to hook up with another driver while traveling at over 170 miles per hour, especially considering all the controversies that have surrounded the next generation car and its potential to cause concussions and collisions that occur at that speed. Despite this, the driver does not harbor any remorse. When questioned further about the event, he simply responded, he is aware that what he did was inappropriate, he just hates it for the sake of his team. It wasn't until 2 days later that he offered an apology for it. Instead, he went on to talk about how unfortunate it is for the team and said things like, "Our McDonald's Toyota Camry was rock solid. If they had just been able to find a little bit more in the short run and get the balance to where they needed it to be, everything would have been fine and they would have been in Kansas. But the car is now considered scrap." So what do you think? Is this huge fine a fair punishment? Let us know in the comment section below. And that brings us to the end of today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more of our videos on NASCAR updates, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks for watching.